Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Rick Grimes' secret filming. So let the controversy and chaos begin. Hopefully you guys saw the description below because I saw some news today and it just floored me. Now, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge, if Andy wants to take these transatlantic flights back and forth, but it does open up a topic of conversation, and we got some other news to talk about as well too, which could lead us to some brand new theories, some brand new predictions. And the opening minutes are out there, so we're definitely going to talk about that. A lot of news today. I thought, it was going to be just a mild day, a little bit of fear topic, a little carryover from what we talked about last night, but then bam, it's like the days you least expect the news is when the news actually jumps out there. So appreciate you guys just making time on this Tuesday night to hang out with us and talk a little bit about The Walking Dead. We got our hardcore fans in the house. I see you. We always got the one dislike before we even broadcast. It blows my mind. It's just, I think I got some lurkers and some stalkers that just do not have me on their Christmas list for sure. So let's get into the news, and then we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the opening minutes. So here's the deal. Several times this season, the producers, the directors have pulled this little misdirection thing where you think they're filming in one place and they're filming in another place. And this has it has the feel of some controversy and maybe a whisper's arc that possibly we heard that Rick did not know who was playing Alpha at the time. And his exit had already been planned, but the whispers were being announced. He just didn't know, who was going to be who. Then we also heard that Rick was filming alone. Then we heard the helicopter was filming around Rick, and they were supposed to be filming in a different city. And then, Rick has said that, or Andrew Lincoln has said that Rick Grimes is gone, but his attachment, his involvement with Rick Grimes. I mean, there's a lot more story to be told. Is basically where he's going at this. And now he's spotted back on the set again. And the rumor is, or not even the rumor, he's saying it, that he wants to shadow Greg Nicotero and learn to direct. Now, directing is different than acting, but I have to say this, and I don't like to speak out against Andy because Andy's a legend. And if I do that, I'm going to isolate myself from my own audience. But I have to question this. And before I question it, I got Pete D in the house with a super chat. Thank you so much, Pete D. Appreciate that. And moderators, keep a close eye on Pete D and see if he's got a follow-up to the super chat so we can, acknowledge one of his questions in a little bit. So he said that, he needed to spend time with family. He wanted to spend time with family. Multiple people were saying that. And is he missing it already? Because he's back. And I got to ask it. I mean, if everybody else is afraid to ask it or talk about it, or they don't want to step on Andrew Lincoln's toes, Andy, this is for you. What are you thinking? You don't need to do that right now. It's the optics. I understand. I understand Shane Hudson. He's a grown man. He's got a right to do what he wants to do. But why not just go be with your family and do this next season? Because I think that would be less drama and less controversy. And once again, I'm not his agent. I'm not his boss. I'm not his family. I can't tell him what to do. But it just makes me stop and question. Is this really about directing? Or did they need him to come back and shoot a couple extra scenes? It is a little fishy, right, D. Martinelli? Well, I don't want to go out and say that he's going to be back as Rick Grimes. But I just got this eerie suspicion. And now, Toledo, it is a conspiracy to a degree. But here's the thing, and I do know this for a fact. they can't say Rick Grimes' final episode and not make it his final episode, at least this season. So I don't feel like he's coming back this season, and honestly, I don't feel like he's coming back next season. I think that the fans would feel used and abused, even the people want him to come back. If he changed his mind right now, and they said, yes, we'll take him in, they've hyped this marketing up so much to a degree, it's going to frustrate a lot of people, because then they're going to feel like they were used. I got Jimmy's Jamming up in here. So Jimmy's Jamming says, Kills, we should have the right to question any aspect of our favorite show without catching grief. Ask away, brother. I'm with. All right. You know what? I just got the Jimmy's Jamming. I got the JJ permission to go full gloves off mode on Andy Lincoln. Andy, I'm bringing it to you right here today. You guys know me. That's not even a rant. That's like I'm trying to hype up a rant. No, not even close. But I am going to ask some tough questions today, because I'm a super fan, and I'm not going to bash the show, but I am going to scratch my head a little bit and turn it to the side and say, wait a minute, we got to talk about this, right? I'm sick of these writers coming up with these corny lines. Let's talk about it. So today we're going to talk about it. Got another super chat. So Big Kev says, I'm just donating to your hard work. Keep it up. You know what, Big Kev? Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Appreciate you being here. And look forward to some of your comments and some of your interactions. So appreciate that. So we've got some really good stuff to delve into. And then the opening minutes. All right. So the optics of how this looks. Sorry, that was so redundant, because the optics is exactly how. Scratch that. I'm really getting confused right now because I'm passionate. But the optics of this, let's just stop with that. When you go to Comic-Con and you're talking about how much you love the character and you need a break, take a break. Just take a break the rest of the season. Don't hang out on the set. I mean, this is just me talking. Don't hang out on the set. Just go be away from it a little bit, be a fan, and then come back next season and direct. I'm perfectly okay with that, because now they're already doing damage control. You know, Andy had to talk about it, and then Greg Nicotero had to tweet something out. So now they're defending it. And if they are defending it, it just makes me wonder, is there an extra layer that they're adding to this? Could we see a Rick Grimes whisperer? Could we see the face? Is it too much? Did they bring him back for that? Just to, let's direct a little bit. But Andy, we need to bring you back because, yeah, we're just gonna hype this thing up to a whole different degree. Remember that second half we talked about? Somebody's be wearing your face. Yeah, that's what it would be too much. But he is back in town. Or they could be shooting a flashback. And a bigger question, did they bring him back to direct and bring him back because it's open-ended, not to film? But here's the theory that I really want to get at. They have heard the fans. They have heard the streams. They have heard what's going to happen to the ratings. Not because of me. I'm going to be here. Not because of you. You're going to be here. But because of the fair weather fans. The people that are going to leave after Andy leaves. So, did they film it and leave it open with 2 or 3 possible suggestions? Bring him back to do a little directing, and then finish off his storyline and say, hey, oh yeah, by the way, we decided on the helicopter's going to swoop you up scene, So now that everybody's let their guard down and we didn't think the paparazzi would be following you, now we're going to film your real exit. Think about that for a second, because I got another super chat. This is Jake from State Farm at 3 a.m. Says, hi, I appreciate you. That is, you know what? This is, that's like 3 super chats I've gotten with no questions, just support for the channel. And 1, Jimmy's Jammin' giving me permission to go off. So that's 4 pretty awesome super chats right there. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. No doubt about it. You guys make my night, so thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to get back to this conspiracy. Now, once again, let me say this. Our conspiracies, we're going to talk through it. We're not claiming it is factual. This is the part, and there's many people here tonight that are new. So let me just tell you a little bit about our channel. I'm not going to take up too much time because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But what's different about our channel is your ideas that you're putting in comments. You know what? I'm floored right now. You know what? Pete D, you had me at hello. Pete D came up with a comment and says, and I'm going to read it. Thank you again, Pete D says, kills, you complete me. I'm like literally blushing behind the mic. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's entertainment value. You just got like an unscripted laugh for everybody. All right, I'm going to try to get back on track here. For those of you that are new, the important part is I'll throw a topic out there, but I really want you guys, it's just like taking dough, and I'm going to throw it over there, and you guys are going to help me shape this. And I will just say, you're probably not going to find this. Thank you, Green74. You're not going to find this on most other channels. I'm not knocking other channels, but it really is about you. You guys have to help me sort of talk through these, and if we're going to be a little rough on Andy tonight, we're going to be a little rough on Andy. He can definitely do what he wants to do, but I think it has a conspiracy element to it. And let's drum up a conspiracy. Why not? We can drum up whatever the heck we want to drum up. It's our channel, right? All right. This is all about the 999 Army. So I think they're bringing him back because I think they left his exit open-ended for the extras. Remember how we predicted that if he's completely surrounded by walkers, what's funny about this is like a freestyle Friday. Because as you guys do super chats, I will stop whatever I'm in the middle of talking about, address that super chat, and then I'll try to pick back up my topic. So Neufeld12 says, Pete D, you are hilarious, and kills completes us all. Thank you so much. And Charles Thompson, a little off topic, Rap Devil or Kill Shot. Charles, I'm going to table that until the outtakes tonight. So people are going to have to watch the entire stream, and I will weigh in on Rap Devil and Kill Shot. How about that? So once we do the shout-outs, that's going to be the little bit extra. All right. I'm completely lost at this point. Where the heck were we? I had bullet points, and I had a complete agenda, and the super chats got the best of me tonight for sure. All right. Moving back. It's like, who cares? We're just going it. So the walker, thank you, Zach. The walker surrounding Rick, something we talked about a couple streams ago. And with that many extras, and we said up until Rick alluding to the fact that there have been many big deaths, we've still not heard from anyone that Rick dies. Nobody on the show. The closest we got to that was Andy saying, in other big deaths on the show, the spirit of the person's carried out through the people that are left, but not an admission of death. So we predicted prior to that conversation that Rick is completely surrounded by 100 extras, 200 extras, and they gnaw him. I don't care. You could sign the biggest confidentiality agreements in the world. Somebody is leaking it. Somebody is going to. You know what? I'm going to ask you guys this question. Because I know some people from AMC do check into this every once in a while. So, everybody in this stream right now, 300, 400 people. And hey, and before we get to that, I need everybody hit the like button. Just really quickly. Let's get this thing up. Like it, share it, comment on it. So, here's my question for the group. If all of you in this chat right now and all of you watching the playback, this will probably get 15, 20,000 people will watch this. I'm going to safely estimate. How many people would tell somebody, if you were one of the walkers and you were ripping Rick apart, how many would keep it fully secret even though you signed a contract, and how many people would tell a neighbor or a wife or someone or a cousin? Right? Pete D would tell everybody, E Beach, Andrew Narcisco, everybody, almost all of you would. Now, a couple people are going to say, hey, you know what? I admire the 5 people out of the 20,000 people that are going to be here watching this. But other than that, 99% of the people are going to tell someone. Which means if there's 200, 300, 400 extras on the cast, tens of thousands of people know. But it's nowhere. It's nowhere to be found. That's odd. No, it's not leaked. It's filmed, but it's not leaked. So, back to our theory. I think they filmed 3 possible endings. Now, I just made the 3 up. It could be 4, could be 2. But 3 sounded like a good number. So we're going to go with that, right? 3 possible endings. Regardless, it's more than one. But they didn't show it. They didn't play their hand. And now I think it's played out. They've seen the reaction. And here's the advantage to doing that. Because we're talking about it. Other people are talking about it. Spoiler sites are posting it. You know, we do a survey. We take the pulse of it. They read comments on the videos. They see social media. People responding to their Twitter account. If Rick leaves, I'm not going to watch the show anymore. I hate you. Blah, blah, blah. I wish your garbage would catch on fire. Whatever. They got all this stuff, right? Checking how much people don't like this. So it might be one of the first times that The Walking Dead has actually sat back and said, let's ice it. And leave it to where all they got to do is film a couple quick scenes to do whatever they need to do. Which, to me, I'm going to give you and I do have 3 possibilities. So actually, you know what? I was right. Possibility 1. Rick dies. They go ahead and bring closure to it. They filmed enough of it that they can just have an official ending, and he's there because they're close. Possibility 2. Rick leaves. And Andy never comes back. Possibility 3, and I'm thinking it's a stronger possibility, and it's not what any of you want to hear. they recast him after the time skip when he's older. I know you guys don't like that, but I'm just feeling that 2 and 3 might have a little bit more of a chance. Hey, 2, possibility 2, Andy leaves. Maybe he has a change of heart. He likes directing. A year off, he decides to come back. Or 3, you recast him after a 8, 6, 7, 8 year time skip. Old man Rick. I mean, he ain't going to be super old, but he will be older. And he could also be in a state that makes him different and slightly less recognizable. Well, the problem, Walking Dead nerd, with number 2 option is you just don't ever know if he wants to come back. I mean, that's the thing. That's out of their control. No, Karen, here's the point to that. Let me say this again. Okay? Because when we talk about this, it confuses a lot of people for whatever reason. All right, number 1. He dies, and it's over. Rick dies, Andy doesn't come back, end of conversation. We get over it, they lose a lot of fans, they move on. Big Kev, I want to thank you for that super chat, and appreciate that. And I'll read parts of it. Obviously, I'm not going to bash any other YouTubers, but I'm sure Ronnie appreciates the love, and I definitely appreciate your support. And there are other people that we've been hearing that a lot. I'll put it that way. We get people in the 999 Army, and we get in here and sometimes roll up our sleeves and we get some good debate. And a lot of times, most of the time, they stay because of all of you. So thanks for being here. Appreciate that super chat and your support as well. So I'm not going to run too much with this because we have definitely talked about it many times, and I am okay with it. So we want to kill Rick, let's kill Rick. But if they left it open-ended, and let's say there's 3 different scenarios. Now, once again, I need you all to do me a favor. Take your fan hat off and put your business suit on right now. You are now the showrunner for The Walking Dead. You are the person in charge. And we all come up with this clever idea to have option 1, 2, and 3. And we start filming, we do our thing, and we say, you know what? We're just going to take a step back and just see. Let's see what the pulse is out there. Because you know what? If 60% of our viewers stop watching, we're all going to be out of jobs. And I got this nice car to pay for and this nice house to pay for. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about if each of us, if we were the owner of the franchise, and you know what? I really don't want to be out of work. So let's think this through. So option A, we kill him because it's a nice pure story and it should end this way, but the show is going to end in a couple seasons. Or it won't, and we'll reboot it, and we'll end up bringing new people to play new characters that people don't have an attachment to, and it's 50-50. Okay? Then somebody, chimes in and says, hey, maybe Andy will have a change of heart. Let's write this thing open-ended. And you know what? Give him a year, 2 years. Maybe he'll come back to a cameo, or maybe he'll come back for season number 13 and he'll want to be here again. No, we talked to Andy, and he's pretty sure he wants to do movies, wants to do this. But yes, we can leave it open-ended. Here's the thing. 2 and 3 play off of each other. And then somebody chimes in and says, okay, well, how about this? We are doing an 18-month time skip where Andy's going to be there. But then we're doing a 5-year time skip. So let's say we leave it open-ended. Rick gets captured. He gets bit. He gets taken, bit on the hand. His hand gets chopped off. Whatever. If you guys love that theory. But we fly him in the chopper and we get him away from everybody else. And he just starts to change. He's a little bit different. His face got a little bit mauled. He's older. Whatever you want to make it out to be. And if Andy doesn't come back, we could always recast a Rick Grimes that maybe we see in a cell or we see in an infirmary or we don't see all of him or whatever the case may be to get to the next part of the show. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Not that Rick will be recast and you will see him tomorrow holding hands with Michonne and, sending Judy and whatever, a lunar bounce. What they're going to do with their kids. All I'm saying is an older Rick, a different Rick, a captured Rick, I think is still a possibility. I don't think it takes all the wind out of the sails. And I think if you guys look at it from that business perspective and not just from the fans' perspective, a lot of fans would be okay with that. That's just, Julie, and that I don't know. You know what? I will play Old Man Rick. All right? Andy's going to leave. Whatever. They can call me. I'll limp around and I'll just use a natural Southern accent. There you go. Boom. Problem solved. Just got to do one episode, right? Morgan Freeman. Hey, you know what? So I'm not saying it's the best case scenario. The best case scenario is he comes back. That's the best case scenario. That, pay him $5 million episode. I don't think it's money, but maybe, he watches kids grow for a couple years and he jumps back into it. That to me is the best. But at least if you leave it open-ended, you got an option for 2 and you got a fallback desperation option for 3. If you kill him, you got no 2 and you got no 3. It's over. And we know for a fact 25% of the fans will stop watching if Rick dies. I'm just telling you. And they ain't coming back. And they know this. They're not dumb. As much as we criticize, some of the decision making, some of the writing, they understand it. So imagine losing 25% of your audience or 25% of your salary. That's a big deal. So I'm not giving up on the fact that it could, and I think it will be open-ended. I got you, DDA Ohio, and that's a good call. If him back as a director, I hope he comes back as Rick Grimes in a couple seasons. I don't think they're going to lose 50% of their audience. I really don't. But I do think it'll be a huge impact. Based on the people we talk to, and it's not an exact science, but based on, our fans and the people I know that enjoy the show and the comments that I see and the criticism, maybe slightly higher than 25%, they're not going to lose half their audience. There's other people on the show that people really like. There's other people who have a lot of fans. Yeah, but D. Martinelli, I mean, there's a big difference between Carl and Rick. And that was not a popular decision, but it's gonna hurt. So, all right, we're going to transition topics just a little bit. Appreciate that. Like I said, that we'll talk about this a little bit more. I want to get a little bit more facts. We are going to start a conspiracy because I do think there is some relevance to this. It's not the first time it's happened. This is probably at least the third time that I know of where something sneaky's happened with someone being on set. You know, John Bernthal was there, and people said, no, he's just eating, and, you know, he's at Nick and Norman's. Next thing you know, they confirmed, oh, yeah, he is filming. That was very, very shady the way they did that. And then there was sending people on the wild goose chase and announcing, okay, we're going to be filming here today. There was no filming when people showed up. And then you got Andrew Lincoln in a different area with a helicopter. And then this where I'm done, spend time with family, and then he's back there directing, in quotes. So, and it's happened several times, which is just some shady misdirection. I think that they're checking it out, but I don't think they're lying when they say Rick Grimes' final episodes. I think they believe it, and they will be the final episodes this season, but I would not be surprised to see Rick in some capacity coming back in the future. Just my thought. All right, let's talk a little bit about the opening minutes. If you guys have not seen it, I'm not posting it because it is copyrighted. There are some places on YouTube, if you want to go in and search The Walking Dead Season 9 opening minutes, you will find several sites who have bootleg copies of it, and it's the first 5 minutes. So just want to walk through a little bit of that. It was good. We had gotten spoiler information from Spoiling Dead's fan page that says Maggie will kill Ken in the beginning. It did not say it would happen in the first 5 minutes. So I'm still going to say Maggie does have to put him down at some time in the beginning of the episode. But in the first 5 minutes, we see Rick. He walks up. You got Michonne and Judy, and he's just getting the good feeling all over again. Like, okay, here's family. We have started to turn the corner. Carl's gone, but little Judy's doing some painting, and all is well. And then we also see more and more from the trailer that's out there. So we can safely say that the scene with Rick and Michonne and Judy is not them leaving. It's not the end. It is actually in the first 5 minutes. So I'll get back to that in 1 second as we walk through it, because we got Big Kev 619 says, what season do you think The Walking Dead show ends? 13 is my guess. So Kev, here's the thing with that. If Rick dies, I think they have an ending in mind. I could see it ending as soon as 2 seasons. Season 11, I could see it. If that's their end game, to say, you know what, we're going to take him out and ratings will be fine because people watch, and then we're going to introduce the Whisperers and people will be a little bit curious, so we'll be able to drive that. And then next season, we're going to have to come up with a good storyline for 10. And then by 11, I don't know. I don't know what you have left. I mean, you got the Commonwealth, but without Rick, and if the new characters don't make an impact, I could see it gone in 2 seasons. If you leave Rick open-ended, I could see it going on 5 or 6 more seasons easily. I know for a fact, if there's just the wondering, you know, is Jadis in with the Commonwealth? Was Rick taken? Is Rick still alive? I mean, there's some things that would, I think, keep the curiosity and keep the hardcore fans interested longer. So I can't ever answer your question directly because I need more information. But if Rick dies and the new character is not readily accepted, it ends in 2 seasons, in my honest opinion. Even if they try to merge Fear the Walking Dead. Because I don't think... well, let me put it this way. Since you got me kind of on a different topic. I like John Dory, but I only like him to a certain extent. And I'm going to get myself in trouble here, but I'm just going to do it. his whiny, head over heels, lovey-dovey voice, it bothers me a little bit. And if that doesn't change, I like his character. I like his shot. I like, but there's something about him that he either needs to be in a secondary role. Don't try to make him into a lead. Don't try to, the thing with Charlie, it's like he's trying to be so sweet, and she's a kid, and I understand it, but it's just like, I put some extra Z's in there. I know you like pizza. It's like, it's Forrest Gumpish to me. I like him, but if I needed him to be a little more tough and a little bit, if you're going to make him the lead, he's got to change a lot. Maybe June dying could change his voice and get him a little bit more outgoing. And I mean, there's a lot of danger. So look, I'm not here to pick. I like his character, but there are some things about his characters that bothers me a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. And once again, I'm dead after this stream. I've already picked on the immortal Andrew Lincoln. I'm going after John Dory, and I got to stop it, or people are going to revolt. Just how I feel about it. I like him. I don't love him. I need to see a little bit better writing for him. That's all. The scene where Rick, Michonne, and Judy see the birds fly away, they're not leaving. That's just showing. It's a good scene because we see in just a 5-minute instance, we see life. Hey, life's good. Alexandria and Rick and family are taking walks and are seeing the birds. And then the very next scene, we've got crops dying. Eugene trying to make, I guess, some sort of, is it gasoline for the motorcycle? I guess that's what he's making. Daryl's got the mask on, so it's probably something that gives off some kind of semi-noxious odor or something. We got people trying to put up walker scarecrows, and Daryl doesn't like it and shoots them. Daryl doesn't want to be leader. So all these things are happening. And then we see Eugene talking about AR1, and he's talking to Tara, so they got these Alexandria relief areas, and then Eugene is called Ponytail. They got code names for each other, and then we see Jesus and Aaron. Jesus is doing a little bit of his kung fu, and Aaron asks him to teach. He's like, can you show me that? And he's already been giving classes at the Hilltop. So we see some good data, where every character's state of mind is at that point. And then we go to Washington, D.C. And I'll get to Washington, D.C. in 1 second, because we got Matt L. Thank you for your stream. You guys got to stop tonight. Not only have we gotten good super chats, thank you, Matt, I appreciate that, but I think we've gotten more compliments in super chats tonight. We get a lot in chat, but thank you. Thank you for the people that leave it in chat, and thank you for the people that leave it in super chat. Yeah, a lot of love tonight. And a lot of new people. Did a bunch of other YouTubers piss some people off, and then they're coming over to us because they like the positive vibe here? Is that what's going down? That's what I'm feeling. It's good. The audience is growing, so thank you. We take the scene from Jesus and Aaron. Now, I don't have any validation that this happened, but I did predict a Jesus and Aaron relationship. And I'm not giving up on that yet. Now, the way I predicted it was, I thought the season would, they'd be cooking breakfast together, hanging out, and we would assume that they were in a relationship. But we do see Jesus and Aaron out there taking out some walkers. And we know, obviously, Aaron just lost Eric, and we know that comic book Jesus. I think it's going to happen. And we'll get in. I mean, we know Rick and Michonne, we know Ezekiel and Carol, but I still think a lot of people, when I predicted this a while back, they're like, nope, that relationship's never going to happen. I said, watch. Eric is on a short list. Eric ain't going to last very much longer. And then we talked about the time skip and how much the time skip could build relationships, because you're just going to assume that these things happened in the 18 months that you never saw it, and it's just going to be kind of accepted. All right, I got Jimmy's jamming with a super chat, and Jimmy says, kills. Remember the head of Gregory scene before they attacked the outpost? I really, truly believe only Andy could have pulled that off and been so cool about the Gregory head look-alike. And I do remember that when Glenn went in and killed his first person. So, good point. Do you think that something similar could happen with the Whispers, where Andy is brought back for that purpose, Jimmy? Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. So we got a couple. It's a good super chat. It's a good point, good observation. And then the prior question I asked as well. So we got a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, you know what? I thought tonight was going to be a good stream and we were going to hang out. And there's just so much good data out there that we got everybody. The super chatters are fired up tonight. It's like Blake Ellis pops in after the stream's been going on 45 minutes and says, what's the secret filming news? We probably covered that in the first 30 minutes, Blake. You're going to have to go back and watch some playback. Or we might recap it at some point. So, the next scene after the Jesus and Aaron fighting, where Jesus is going to teach Aaron a little bit of martial arts. And Aaron might be fighting with one hand in the near future. We see really, really cool scene. And it goes to Washington, D.C. We see Washington Street, we see the Capitol building, and this guy is in a suit. So you know he's like either a politician, a lobbyist, something. I think it's awesome because he's still kind of fully dressed. And next thing you know, these walkers are coming. We see Rick and Michonne go by, Rick's new weapon. But we thought that might have been Rick and Michonne up there hanging out, but come to find out, it's not just them. It is the entire group that's up there. So they were just kind of scouting a little bit ahead. And then we see Daryl, we see Ezekiel next, and we see Daryl. Then we see Maggie, Enid, Cindy, just a whole group of people going into D.C. And that's where it's going to play out. So I think a very good first 5 minutes. Shows you there's a lot of things going on. I don't think there's anything in the first 5 minutes that you're going to watch and be like, okay, it's super new, it's not attached to a spoiler, it's brand new information, because most of that stuff has been discussed at some degree. What you can do, and what's really good about it, and like I said, I don't post the videos of copyrighted material on our channel. There are people out there that have posted it, so you can easily search it and find it. It is on YouTube still. Just search Walking Dead Season 9 opening minutes. And what's fun to do about those is take those the opening minutes and go back and watch the teasers and the trailers and start to check off the things that you weren't sure at what point they happened. So now we can safely say that Rick riding through Washington is episode number 1. A good portion of that Comic-Con trailer is episode number 1. Because we've seen the birds flying, so we had that. There's still some good data in there, but what it'll allow us to do is take it episode by episode and just sort of start to break it down. If we would have seen like somebody walking bleeding, then we'd have been like, okay, well, it's definitely not Rick because that's first 5 minutes, unless it was a flashback. So we know that's still out there and it's still going to be in place. So the more scenes we see, and the next time we'll probably get a chance to do this is after the first week when it says, here are some scenes from next week's Walking Dead. We'll take the Comic-Con trailer and we'll break that down and we'll check off a few more images until we can get to episode 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to know. There are a couple things I think in that trailer that are going to give us strong indications. And I don't know at which scene Negan is seen, whether it's 3 or 4. But I don't think we see Negan at all in the first episode. I don't think any of those prison scenes are from episode number 1. All right. I'm going to jump around and call in a couple people here. So I've seen a lot of comments. And keep in mind, to a lot of new people, clearly we got a ton of people. And you guys, if you're brand new, anytime there's a super chat, I will stop whatever we're talking about and acknowledge the super chat. When people aren't super chatting, I'm going to try to pick some comments, but you've probably seen 3,000 or 4,000 comments that are streaming along, so there's no way I can get to everybody. However, the fact that you are still typing it, people will watch the playback, other people in chat, they will interact, and that's the one thing that I would ask for you guys. Once this video goes live, check it out, because some people are going to be watching it in playback, and they're going to be commenting on what you're saying. And it's just good to have some back and forth dialogue. It's always better to do it real time, but that's probably the next best thing to real time. So let me also once again say this, because several people have transitioned from other YouTube channels. The Rick spoilers that are out there are not spoilers. They are fake. 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 I don't care who's saying it right now. I don't care who's doing videos on it. There is no confirmed exit for Rick Grimes at this point. So just store it, put it to the side, and say we're all on the same level here. None of us know. We're not holding it back. We're we're not waiting until the last possible minute. If it becomes common knowledge, we will talk about it. I mean, we won't bury the spoiler if it's out there and people are talking about it. We'll use it and we'll debate it and we'll talk about how we feel about it. But if it ain't, we ain't going to go looking for it. And I'm going to stick by what we talked about a little bit earlier. Let me recap really quickly, and then I'll take a couple comments. So as we talked about, Andrew Lincoln is back on set. He is following Greg Nicotero around. He says he's learning to direct. It's causing a little bit of a stir because Greg Nicotero even tweeted something out talking about Andy's ability and what they're doing. So they already know people are going to question it. I would say, though, it is very peculiar because this would be at least the third time that we have heard a rumor that was not corroborated by anyone immediately. And we'll go back, as we said before, Shane, and it wasn't even Shane. They said John Bernthal's in town. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean anything. And then it came out he was filming. And we also heard that there was a wild goose chase where they're filming in a certain place and nobody was there. People got out there to take their pictures, and then they went. By the time everybody gathered themselves and found out where the real filming was going on, Andy was seen there, and also the helicopter was seen on set. Now, it was episode number 5. Now, with that and the fact that we've heard walkers, a lot of walkers, extras, and they were told they could not be claustrophobic, I just feel that there were several different endings filmed, and maybe even they told them there were several different endings, or they left it open-ended and they never saw the death of Rick, and they're going back to take care of some loose ends. They could easily have him in town, have him shadow direct something, take him in that warehouse they do and film a closing scene with some very bad CGI. Because I'm going to go back and look at some of the CGI. I haven't seen, and I know they try, but I'm going to go back and watch the scenes from Washington, D.C., because I know they weren't filming in Washington, D.C. and I want to see how bad their CGI is. I haven't really picked it apart yet, but it'll be fun. Well, the one that is worse than the deer, no, there is one worse than the deer. And it is actually, go back and watch the Comic-Con trailer. If you want to see something just that'll blow your mind. And like I said, we're fans, but occasionally we will find something. The water underneath the bridge, when Rick and group are looking over the bridge that is starting to fall apart, if you look at the water, it is terrible. It's bad. I could have drawn that on a sheet of paper. The Shiva got better. The deer was bad. But the water under the bridge was like, I could draw that on like 5 sheets of paper and just flip through really fast and filmed it. That's the way I used to do cartoons, I think. So, anyway, that's as critical as we're going to get until, now if they kill Rick, I might be a little more critical. All right, everybody. We are, that's a little bit of our recap, and we're going to wind this down a little bit earlier tonight, and I will do a little bit of outtakes when we do the shout-outs. I know the last couple nights we've been running hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, so we're trying to keep it at about 53, 54 minutes. I know we could go on because I enjoy being here with you guys each and every night. Do want to make a couple announcements, so don't leave yet. Watch, we'll go from like 3 to 400 like down in a hurry. Our broadcast schedule for the rest of this week is going to be 9:30. So Wednesday night, 9:30, Thursday night, 9:30. If you're sports fans, check out our main page, which will have some other channels. We're going to start ramping up the 999 plays. We started with the 999 sports again. We're kind of ramping that up a little bit more. But you'll also see 999 spoilers and a couple other channels that we have. Subscribe to all of them. There's no benefit to me for you subscribing to the extra channels, except you get notified if we happen to do a stream on there. So there's no conspiracy there. I don't get paid by the subscriber. It's just something we're doing with sports, and it's fun to have a nice crowd. So if you are a sports fan, subscribe to that. We'll do college football predictions at 11 o'clock on Saturday, and then noon on Sunday we do fantasy football and a couple extra things. And then we will be back here at 8 o'clock for Fear the Walking Dead Countdown. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is the season finale, and then after that we do reactions. So pretty full slate of what goes on. If you are brand new, and by brand new, if you've only attended 1 or 2 live streams before everybody else, if you guys could do me a favor, because I want to give a special shout out to all the new people that keep continuing to join, because it's been thousands over the last few weeks. Give me a quick 999 in chat. If you can just type 999, even if you didn't say anything the whole stream, if you're just watching, first time here, you're hanging out with us, give me a quick 999. Let me do a few shout outs for those people. And then some of you that are veterans here for 999 Army, give them a shout out as well. So I want to say what's up to Killer Memes, also M Gun. Who else we got? We got Tracy Dees, Sharon Boyd, Kurt Fisher, C, Jacob Villette, awesome, K Carr, Rosie. You're not new. Come on, Rosie. Rosie's been here for like 2 years. Dylan Herring, Roz87. Crazy Old Drunk Guy. That's a great name. I like that. Dan Lawrence, thank you. First stream. Frida Wheeler. Charles Thompson. Pete V. I got a Pete D, a Pete M, and a Pete V. We got a lot of Pete's up in here. So, very nice. Hey, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys being here. The channel continues to grow, and one thing you'll find is we want to make everybody feel welcome. Your opinion, you won't be trolled here. If you are trolled, the person trolling you will probably not be here very long. I mean, that's not what we're about. We just want to get together, have a good time. Look, we argue, we debate, but we always keep it respectful, and at the end of the day, we leave here and we're just all one big family. So thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're watching the playback, this is the closing credits. One thing I'd ask everybody in 999 Army to do right now, everybody hit that like button. Make sure you talk about this video. Get more people here. The more opinions, the more people, the better our theories are, believe it or not. So let's start out with the shout-outs. At first, up in the top left corner, you guys see that big blue billboard. Those are my Patreon supporters, an awesome group of people support the channel financially through a third-party website. They get a little bit extra. I'll show them what I do on the weekend, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, what's going on. So that's also a way for them to support what we do, supports advertising the channel, a lot of stuff. There's a link down below. Also in the top right corner, you can see The Walking Dead Nerd, Wilson, Pete D, Jason Mixologist Daily, Michelle M, Nicole Jordan, Jimmy's Jammin'. You see the green highlights, Julie McGuire. They get custom emojis. And also my moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells. You can see them highlighted in blue. They are the best moderators in any live stream that you'll find anywhere. They're loyal, they're dedicated, they take part in the conversations. They're so strategically aligned with what we want to do in growing and developing this channel. So I thank them because they definitely make it a lot more pleasant for all of us. And of course, we got all the super chatters, and there was a ton of super chats going on tonight. Let me shout them out as well, and then we'll do a little bit of our outtakes. So Pete D with super chat, Jimmy's Jammin', Big Kev, 619 SD, thank you. Jake from State Farm at 3 a.m., Newfield 12, Charles Thompson, Matt L. Thank all of you so much for your super chats and spicing up the conversation a little bit as well. And the 999 Army is each and every one of you that show up every night. People watching the playback, you guys could all do me a favor. Everybody hit 999. I can't shout out everybody because the screen is just about to go completely berserk. So I'm going to jump around, pick a few people. If I forget to give you a shout out, please don't take it personally because I'll just do one big shout out for everybody and say everybody is amazing. So we'll start out. I see Emma Michalik, Tommy V, D. Martinelli, Zombie Fury, Rhonda DeLuca, Phoenix Rising, Green 74, Jimmy Sue, Dave Alford, Samantha Coombs, Sheila McCabe, Storm 3851, Jacqueline, Tracy Dees, Dan Lawrence. Wow, we got some super shout-outs tonight. Amanda Goss, Mike Reiser, Jimmy Coonan, 999 New York. We got 999 New York, 999 UK, 999. We're worldwide. Peter, thank you for being here. June Smith, thank you. Lamar Lanham, Kim Ames, Gina Crockett, have a good night. Cruise Mama 99, Maggie B, Jay Irons, Alexander the Good, Brian Rooker, 999 Florida, Ron Burgundy, 999 Canada. That's what I'm talking about. We got locations. Donna Seward's 999 Detroit. One Conscience, listening while at work. Hey, hopefully we made your work a little bit better. 999 Cali. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. And as we talked about in the outtakes, we got a couple minutes left. People ask me to weigh in on the Rap Devil versus Killshot. Now, you would think, because I am Killshot, and most of you know how that name came about, that I would favor Killshot a little bit more than Rap Devil. Let me say this. It's hard to take sides in this because I can see both perspectives. And I know people, M is the legend. When M came out in Killshot and said it was never about a pick, he basically said you're a toothpick. It was never about a pick, meaning it was never about Coulson tweeting out about Haley. So he discounted what the original beef was about in the first place. So when that line came out, I had to go back and look at it. He says, it was never about a pick. I just don't like you. And whatever rhymes with pick. So he's saying that you're nobody, you're nothing, I don't like you, I don't like who you are, had nothing to do with this. So once you've said it has nothing to do with this, now I think he's just kind of going after him with saying, we're not alike. So when he dissed him on that, I think it was a good attempt by Machine Gun Kelly to go after him, knowing he had no chance. I mean, just by his popularity alone. But it doesn't forget him, or it doesn't, it still makes it admirable that he was willing to try something that other people were not willing to try. And I give him some credit. It didn't end his career. It's not over for him. You know, some people are going to like it. Some people are not going to like it. So I give props to Machine Gun Kelly for trying. I think Rap Devil was better. I think the beat is better. I think the attempt was better. I think M basically proved a lot of Colson's point when he said, well, you're just kind of throwing old money and you kind of do this. You know, when M's talking about, you know, I had, in '02, I had enough money to burn in front of you. It was really about going back and saying, I am big and I'm better than you because I'm big. And I can keep being better than you because I'm always going to be bigger than you. And he will always be. So there's no doubt about it that Eminem is always going to be a legend. But sometimes you got to challenge the legends, knowing that you're going to fail. And I think, you know, I give him credit for that. I do like the beat of Rap Devil better. And I like how he kind of twisted some of the words. But they're both very appropriate for what they do. But you guys ask my opinion. That's kind of where I stand on it. But I'll be honest with you, I'll listen to both of them and kind of go back and forth. Yeah, and Hippo, he wasn't going to beat him, right? I mean, we knew that. You can't. So if I have to pick one, Home Flaherty, for playability, if I had to pick one of those two songs to listen to multiple times, I would listen to Rap Devil because I like the auto-tune. I like the beat better. I mean, I could listen to Kill Shot and it's like, it's good, and I acknowledge it's got good lyrics, but if I had to play something, I would play the beat to Rap Devil. Doesn't mean it's better, just means my preference. So that is where we're going to leave it, everybody. This is Kill Shot signing off. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all being here. Have a good night. I will see, hopefully, everybody in the stream right now. See you all here at 9:30 tomorrow night. Peace.